right from 6th, 7th and today. I think that's all thanks goes to Praful Sharma, who really organized a press conference and all that. Please give him a round of applause. Praful, thank you for the media coverage. And the kits that you know TVR has been a dedicated Rotarian, making the kits, packing the kits so many times, sponsoring all the kits to all the delegates, not for just this year, but for last 6, 7, 8 years. And he's sure going to continue. Give TVR and Shashikala a big round of applause for that, friends. Thank you, TVR. Thank you, Shashikala. Kalyan bhai.
Yeah. Thank you. My brothers and sisters, this morning, Director Bhaskar and I wanted to talk to you about something different. We want to talk to you about a homestead in Chicago called Cumley Bank, the home of Paul and Jean Harris, the home you see on the screen. This is a home where they had lived till Paul died in 1945. This is a home where Rotary was born and many of its early meetings took place. The building is located in a nice, shady Chicago suburb, but having been built in the early 20th century, it was getting dated, broken, dilapidated, and the city corporation was going to demolish it. That's when, some 15 years ago, a few dedicated Rotarians decided to repair and refurbish it and have it last as a memorial of our founder and as a Rotary heritage site. A special trust, the Paul Harris Home Foundation, was created, now headed by a past governor, Robert Newfer, who has served the district and was a member of Rotary One, the Rotary Club of Chicago. And the trust today is looking at Rotarians from all other parts of the world and Rotary Club to chip in and help raise the $10 million plus required to be raised to repair and refurbish Cumley Bank and have enough left over to pay for the city taxes and maintenance expenses in the future as well. Contributions have started to come in from Japan, who will put in $1 million plus. The RI board supports the program, but RI will not spend any money since the money that we pay as dues is required for administration. So we need to give money separately for this. Of course, it has been fully supported by President Mark here and the board as well. But as I said, they have their restrictions. So we need to give money separately. It does not matter how much you give, but whatever you do, it will help. There are naming opportunities for different rooms and areas of the building, and donations are welcome from individuals, clubs, and districts. Donations can also be made directly to the Paul Harris Home Foundation at www.paulharrishome.org, the website you see there on the screen, or can be made to the Paul Harris Home Donor Advice Fund of the Rotary Foundation of RI. My brothers and sisters, if we want to help preserve a monument that will forever preserve the memories of our founder Paul and stand also forever as a Rotary relic for all our future generations of Rotarians, you are invited to step forward and do whatever you can. Please contact Past RI Director Bhaskar or me or Rotarian Ravi Shankar Yokoju for any information that you may need. Many thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalyan. Thank you, Kalyanda. Thank you, Bhaskar. May I request Director Kamal to come up for the next session. Friends, as you are all aware that for the first time we have the Rotractors with us at the Institute, and this session is titled Connect with Rotract. Director Kamal, will you please come up? May I request Trustee Jennifer to please come up. May I request General Secretary John Yuko, will you please come up? John, will you please come up? And the Rotractors, where are they? Kushal, Srijita. Yeah, all make some noise. Good. Kushal, Srijita, and the guy, Ashish, where are you? Where is Ashish Ajmera? Come up, please. John? Kamal, all yours. As they are settling down, friends, we had a great group of Rotarians as special aids to the Rotary senior leaders. The special aids are here. May I request them to rise? And the senior leaders will endorse that they have really looked after them well. Yes, Mark? They have really looked after them. See, all the aides, please rise. Please thank all these aides for all that they have done for you. Please give them a big round of applause, friends. Thank you. Kamal, yours.
Okay, friends, we've got an exciting times. board has taken some very, very bold decisions. Rotract has come into the fold of Rotary. We are elevating their status, and rightfully said they need to be there. We're going to discuss some questions. We're going to throw some questions out there. Can I ask all the Rotractors quickly run up and come in the front and find your places in the front? I need to see you guys, okay? Just come up, run up fast. Okay, to start with, we've got two Rotractors here. We've got Jennifer here. Jennifer was on the board when these decisions were initiated. It is her board which started these discussions about elevating Rotract. And of course, John was there all the time, advising us all the time. So we've got a good panel. We've got two Rotractors here, and we've got director and the general secretary to discuss this fantastic initiative which is now being taken up of opening Rotract up and elevating their status. So let me ask the first question to Jennifer. Jennifer, how did this all come about? You started talking about in the board as to why did you think it was necessary to elevate the status of Rotract?
Thank you, Kamal. So one of the things that we came to learn looking at some research is that, this was back in 2016, that only 5% of Rotaractors ever transitioned into becoming Rotarians. And that was news that kind of really shocked us because, these are people, men and women who have Rotary as part of their DNA already, and how could we not be keeping them as part of our family? And so we knew we had to do something. So at the 2016 Council on Legislation, I had the incredible privilege of being able to bring forward the legislation for dual membership, and which successfully passed, and it was one step closer to bringing Rotaractors closer to us as part of our family. And so that was a really important first step, and one that many jumped on board to. There's many dual members now around the world, but we knew that we needed to go further. And so the 2019 Council, as you all know, is when we elevated Rotaract and made them, the Rotaract clubs, part of Rotary International, which is a very important step to tell you that you are more than just a partner, you are family, we are together in all of this. And I think, really incredible thing that happened, and it's so significant that it was related to Rotaract at the time. The vote for Elevate Rotaract at the 2019 Council didn't pass the first time. And what was really notable is that there was a humongous campaign that started within seconds on social media. And Rotaractors around the world told us in real time, no, we want to be part of this. And so much so that it went back to a second vote where it was obviously approved, and what a celebration that was on that day. So that's a little bit of the history of how we've got here.
Fantastic, Jennifer. I think that was historic, and that decision was taken, that Jennifer, and John, that apart from from Rotract being a program, now they are members of Rotary International. I want these two young Rotractors, what does this mean to you? What does it mean to you with reference to how much you can do as Rotractors? And of course also, does it mean you have more sense of responsibility now on your shoulders? Why don't you share something?
With Elevate Rotract coming into the picture, yes, we have a lot of responsibilities because now Rotractors can sponsor another Rotract club, and a lot of other rules have come into the picture. Yes, responsibility increase. As Jennifer was telling us about the second vote, all the Rotractors got excited. We started messaging our COL representative. Yes, we want Elevate Rotract. We want Elevate Rotract. And it got passed. We were really excited. All of us, celebrated a lot. So great step of the Rotary International towards Rotract, putting us one step ahead and giving us more responsibilities so we can execute bigger and bigger things now.
I feel the inclusion that there is this transition wherein this inclusion has come in over the last 2 years. What I feel is I feel more promises from my fellow Rotaractors to join Rotary, which was missing. So 10 years back when I joined Rotaract, it was more like Rotaract and then it's over. But now there is no over. there is this continuous transition that is coming into picture, and that is being very well accepted by the Rotaractors.
Great, Shrita, you're talking about transition. Um, we've given you two opportunities. The opportunities of being a dual member, you could be a member of Rotaract and Rotary, or would you like to transition to a Rotarian? And at what time?
Personally, I am a dual member since 2017. By the end of this month, I'm chartering a new Rotary club, and by the end of this Rotary year,
Just
I'm
give
moving
give
on.
it up to this girl. I mean, unbelievable. Look at the energy they have. And you know, John, that comes to me to ask you a question. This board meeting, the last board meeting, we took a bold decision. Now, here is Shrita saying that no, I'm going to do a club immediately after the end of this year, my term as a Rotaractor. We suddenly started thinking as taking the age limit of Rotaract away. Now I'll ask both of you. First I'll ask John, how did we come about this? John, what is this taking away the age of Rotaract? And then again I would like Srijita to respond, once John responds, that you will still like to open a Rotary club, or would you like to stay back in a Rotaract club? Okay, John, to you.
Well, I think, again, one of the challenges we faced with the current age limitations was that in many countries, you age out of Rotaract at 30 or 32, and yet the culture was that you then join Rotary clubs at age 40 and above. And so in some countries, we're seeing big gaps where people left Rotaract and they really couldn't engage with Rotary until 10 years later, and by then they were lost. And so the idea with lifting the age restriction was to allow people to continue in Rotaract until such time as they can make a smoother transition into Rotary. Again, to try to deal with this issue of 95% of Rotaractors not becoming Rotarians, which is a tragedy. As Jennifer said, these are young men and women who are already, Rotary is in their DNA, and we should be capturing 95% of them, not losing 95%. So for me, if I could just digress for a second, Kamal, and then, it's to the Rotarians in the audience, and to the leadership, and to the DGEs and Ns and DGs. It is now incumbent on us as Rotarians to take this opportunity which has been given to us and really run with it, to truly treat, not just as a statement that Rotaract clubs are now members of Rotary International, but to truly operationalize this, and as a matter of practice, to treat Rotaractors as equal to Rotarians. And that means giving them district-wide positions where appropriate. It means perhaps letting them, co-chair, be a co-chair of your district conference, to run sessions of the conference, to run projects, to really make a difference. They're just not, grunts to do the heavy lifting. They can provide tremendous ideas, energy, thought leadership in terms of how we move Rotary forward in India and throughout the world. And so I think the onus is really on us as Rotarians to grab this opportunity and run with it.
Srijita, what's your response? Now the age limit is gone. You still want to continue as a Rotaractor, or you want to transition into Rotary now?
Instead of answering that in one line, I'll just like to tell you about something, how I
Yeah,
came
please.
to this decision.
Okay.
So practically, for me, Rotaract, quote unquote, is more fun,
Okay.
right? And so this,
So Rotarians are not fun.
again, for me,
All right.
forgive me if I'm wrong there. But what I felt was, when I joined Rotaract, it was more of fellowship, professional development, and leadership. Now we are moving towards a Rotaract which is equally emphasizing on service. So I think it's kind of an inner call. You're there and you'll know that it is time to move on to the next level. I felt this transition being a dual member. Some of you could feel continuing as a Rotaractor after 30 also probably, but I feel you'll get a call that, okay, it's time to move on to the next level.
You know, this is amazing, Srijita. This is exactly what happened in the board. Mark was there. And we did discuss this. 40 and above, people will carry on staying. Probably Shekhar and the other board members, some of them argued, if you open out, probably they'll never leave. So I want to, thank you, Srijita. I want to ask these group people here, 40 age limit gone, it's unlimited. You can be a Rotaractor till you're 99. What do you feel about it? Yes or no? All you guys. Those who believe yes, can you all stand? Those who say no, there should be an age limit, Rotaractors here. Can you all stand? Those who believe that age limit should go. Nobody stands. Okay. All stand. Okay, you stand. Okay, one row. All stand those who feel that there should be an age limit in road tractors. Mark. This is for us to think again, John. But anyway, thank you. Respond. Shashwat, why don't you tell us something? Why should there be an age limit? Why should there? John said something. Srijita said that it opens out boundaries and gives you opportunity to serve now. But you people still say, no, there should be an age limit. Please.
So the flexibility in the age limit is a good decision taken by the Rotary Board. But just a word that it is only for young adults
Okay.
is the wrong terminology or is a loophole which can be played by districts around the world. So age limit is, I'm not wanting that road track should be aged to 30, but it has to be defined like it is always defined in Rotary, everything, that it can go up to 35. Because as and when, because road track is a movement where nobody wants to come out of it, because as Srijita said, it's a fun thing to do. And in Rotary, we are more serious about a lot of the areas which we are into. And I would personally believe as a road tractor and as a third generation road tractor that every road tractor should definitely join Rotary as and when they can do it financially.
So your father was a road tractor, if I'm right or not.
Yes.
And then he became a governor.
He was a past DRR, a past best South Asian DRR also, the governor also, a PDG, RPIC.
Okay. Thank you, Sergeant. Let me just get back to John has something. John, would you like to respond to
Yeah,
both of them?
I think yesterday when Bharat and I had the conversation, I talked about the growing regionalization in Rotary and how this is a challenge we're going to have to confront going forward. I suspect that if Kamal, if you'd asked that same question in Germany.
John, before you respond, let me just share this wonderful statistics. Last year, 1,064 road track clubs opened across the world. 1,064 road track clubs across the world, of which India had 414 road track clubs opening, nearly 50%. Now, John is going to talk about regionalization. I mean, one shoe does not fit all. Yes, John.
Well, because I suspect that if you had that, if we were in Germany at an institute and you'd ask the same question, who feels that we should have age limits, one person would have gotten up, and who feels we should not, everybody would have gotten up, the rest of it would have gotten up. And so this is the circle that we need to square. And I think that's the beauty of flexibility, is that, you know, if age limits are a good thing here in India, you now have the ability to fashion that local product that really, really makes sense. And the Germans, on the other hand, can then fashion a different looking product that makes sense for their marketplace.
Okay. I would want Rotarians to react to this. One of the anybody wants to react? No age limit for road tractors. How would you feel as Rotarian? Do you feel it as a threat that road tractors will never go into Rotary? Or is it that 1.2, the number of road tractors and number of Rotarians are the same, and with no
Murthy.
age limit, would it be a challenge for Rotary clubs?
Murthy.
Yeah, hi, this is Rotarian Harshvardhan. I have been a past DRR about a decade and a half back in a second generation Rotarian. The essence of road tract is in the youth of road tract, between 18 to 30. So by extending the age beyond 30, you are removing the essence of the youth and what road tract teaches us. So today I'm here able to stand here because of the program that I've been through, and that's road tract.
So you feel that the age limit should be there or not?
Should be 30.
Should be 30.
And
Okay, fine.
And taking it beyond 30 with dual membership, it's going to boomerang for Rotary in the coming
So
years.
why don't you come and sit with the road tractors? They are thinking same. But I have a governor here. Let's get an opinion of a governor. Governor, you are interacting with Rotarian. Governor Deepak, you are interacting with road tractors every day in your post. So
Hello.
let's have these two governors talk. Yeah.
Kamal,
Yeah. Mohan.
I totally endorse this, that the limit should be there. In spite of the regionalization and all that, the only thing we would request is that if you want a dual membership, that's good, but financially, the road tractors may not be able to do it, so we need to subsidize them for a few years till that the transition is made.
Okay, I come to the dues point well taken. I'll take that point after this. Yes, Deepak, what do you feel? As a governor, what do you feel?
See, I feel that this is a very wrong decision. Let me be very, very categorically on saying this, that removing the age limit is a very, very wrong decision. Yes, you can clap for this statement, because I'll tell you what problems will happen. You are not charging anything from the road tractors.
Okay.
Now what happens? No, I will just, this is a point which is related to it.
Okay.
Today what happens is, if there is a Rotarian who is a misfit for Rotary, he will just leave it and go away.
Please. No, Deepak, you carry on.
Yes.
I said no more questions about, from anybody, no more comments from the audience about
But
this.
think about a rotractor who joins a rotrack club and he's a misfit. He knows he doesn't need to pay anything. He will keep continuing till the n number of years and spoil the whole rotrack movement.
Okay. Thank you, Deepak. Let me just, yes, Karthik, you have been into road track for years together. I don't know how many MDO, DDO, TDO, CDO, I don't know what you've been. Let's talk about, what do you feel?
Hi, my name is Karthik Kito, and I'm a past DRR and also was on the Road Track and Interact committee for 3 years, 2016-19. Well, I was part of the team that initially
Took
wrote
this
policy.
decision. Yeah.
So, see, there are many other things that I think some of us have ignored. There is road track, there are cause-based clubs, then now we have corporate road track clubs or corporate Rotary clubs. I mean, one of our district, I mean, our DG's home club has sponsored road track club of TSMT, which is a pure club of chartered accountants, and they're doing their job. So there are many other club types. I think that 10 years in India, my opinion is, can be substituted by a cause-based club, by a passport club. I think John was talking at the International Assembly once, and he said 40 hours of service in a year, and maybe 6 meetings and 6 socials would do it for rotractors. I think for the younger generation, something like this would be very amazing, and they can go and do service with any Rotary club in that district.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
that's
You know,
my
you
comment.
had a question to ask. Why don't you ask? You had something to ask.
So we had prepared a few questions before this. So I would like to ask one of you all. So RI directs to engage more road tractors in the district committees. The concern is about engaging only the DRR designates in most part of Asia. So what would RI tell our district governors and all to, and the representatives here, to involve more and more road tractors in the committees?
Okay. You want more and more road tractors in the
District-
Rotary committee.
District
okay?
Rotary.
Bharat,
District.
why don't you respond to that?
I am not on the panel. He is going to respond.
Let's ask Jennifer to do that. Yeah. Oh, yes.
No, let Jennifer first respond.
So let me begin by actually sharing something I think is very exciting, and it leads directly to answering your question. Last year, under President Mark's leadership at the International Assembly, we brought forward 60 Rotaractors for the very first time ever to be trained and to be able to interface with the district governors-elect. It was a huge success. And I want to tell you one thing that came out of that for me personally that was really powerful. I stepped into one of the first breakout sessions, the first ones that the Rotaractors were participating in, and it was a session on public image. And so it's a group of 15 or 20 people sitting and having a conversation, 2 Rotaractors added to the mix. And there was a comment about social media. And one of the governors-elect made maybe a flip comment about, the Rotaractors can help us with social media because they know everything about it. That's what they can help us do. And there was a younger Rotaractor, actually from India, who put up his hand and he said, I need you to understand 2 things. He said, yes, we can help you with technology and we can help you with your social media. He said, but we need you to help us learn how to tell the stories. And the moment there was so brilliant because it was about the cross-mentorship
5 minutes.
that goes on between Rotaractors and Rotarians and how much we have to learn from each other. That was a big moment for me. What's been really cool out of all of that is the fallout in following up with the 60 Rotaractors who attended. And there was a big social media blitz where everyone was weighing in on what had happened since the International Assembly. And many of them had been incorporated into the district training team. They've been incorporated into the district conference organizing committee. They've been asked to chair something at the district level in a leadership capacity, not as a secondary person, but someone showcasing their leadership. And I'm really excited to tell you that this year at the International Assembly, it will be the second year that we're bringing 60, and this year we made a designation that it's DRRs and DRR elects. So, you know, I think this is a really great next first step. Obviously, it needs to grow, but it really has, I think, given us some tangible results. And this year, the governors-elect are going to hear that, and that hopefully will charge them to go back to their districts and make those decisions to include Rotaract at every single level of the organization.
So Jennifer, Kamal, Jennifer, don't forget that for the first time at this institute also we have those DRRs coming in as the Rotaractors, and the president and the director think parallelly. The moment Kamal and I were elected as directors, within a week, Bhaskar I had a mail from Bhaskar that you are the ones who is going to do a first institute. And Kamal and I brainstormed, and within that week, nothing to take away from the credit that Mark, you had the Rotaractors at the assembly, but March 2018, we decided that we will have the Rotaractors at the Rotary Zone Institute.
How do you guys feel about it?
No, no,
Yeah.
Shekhar.
The enthusiasm might, yeah, sure.
So somebody mentioned about Rotaractors being on the committees. Just 2 days back, we had all the governors-elect, and governor nominee of all the zones 4, 5, 6, 7. And they've all agreed that their membership committees will have the DRR as a member. And there are many other things which I don't want to tell now, and you'll come to know in due course. And answering you, Deepak, so let's look at the good sides of this decision. And it's very flexible. While removing the age limit will help in Germany, it doesn't say stop any club to put an age limit. So if my Rotaract club or his Rotaract club wants that the age limit is going to be 35, you can do that. You want it 40, you can do that. So this flexibility has been given. Use the flexibility wherever people feel that this needs to be done. So I think we have best of both worlds.
Okay, John, you want to respond to that?
I just wanted to make a statement about the concern that I think was raised about if we don't have an age limit, people are going to stay in Rotaract forever and never join Rotary. Let's step back to what the reality is. I was meeting with the Rotaractors earlier today, and I believe the figure was only 4.9% of Rotaractors become Rotarians in India. So they're gone. So it's not as if 60% are becoming Rotarians, and now if we up the age limit, only 20% are going to become Rotarians. They're not becoming Rotarians. And so if we really want to keep Rotaractors in the Rotary family and hope that they eventually become Rotarians, then I believe the lifting of the age would be that's the way to go, because at least they're in the Rotary family, because right now they're not. 32, 30, 96, 95.1% are gone. So I'm still struggling to understand the concern about cannibalizing potential Rotarians when they're not becoming Rotarians as we speak.
Fantastic. Thank you, John. That is very appropriate. We are not cannibalizing. Rotaract is not cannibalizing.
Mike.
That was fantastic. Either of the organizations are not cannibalizing. We are going to be strength to each one of them. Srijita, you got a question to ask. Yeah.
So while Elevate Rotaract and treating Rotaract as a program, no longer a program, rather a part of, a member of Rotary International. So, but then there has been this gray area that has been a question for all the DRRs or past DRRs like me present here, that what are we thinking in the line of the dues? Now when we say that membership, no upper limit on membership is a great thumbs up for areas like Germany. Dues is a huge concern for us here in Southern Asia.
Let us hear it from the boss himself.
Absolutely.
Would you like to hear it from the boss?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, can I ask President Mark, to respond to that? Can you just give the mic, please, fast?
The board will decide in January. I anticipate that there will be dues. It won't be at the level of $68 or $70 US that Rotary clubs pay, that Rotarians pay in Rotary clubs, but there will be dues. And having dues will streamline our administration. Right now, we really have no idea how many Rotaractors we have. We give numbers, but they're just these grand guesstimates. By having dues-paying members, we will then have the statistical information that we can plan with and build upon. And we can then, and if we're going to have Rotaract clubs as a part of Rotary International, those Rotaract clubs are going to expect service, and we've got to have some funding to provide that service. It's not going to be the same level as a Rotary club, but I am confident, I mean, the board could prove me wrong, but I'm confident that there will be dues at a reasonable amount.
Thank you, President Mark. So to answer your question, yes, you want to say something?
I just wanted to add, the concern is not about not having dues. We are all in favor of dues. In fact, as in the line you said, to actually have a control
So I
of
want
the number.
Rotarians to listen to this. This is very important. The punchline which Srijita said is, we all want to pay dues. Thank you, Srijita.
Absolutely,
Yes.
But the concern here is what will be the amount of dues.
All right. I
Yes,
am
the
sure
value.
the Rotract Interact committee will be brought into this when the decision is being taken by the board. Mark, I'm sure we'll get a director. Okay. Task force will, yeah.
Rotaract Task Force is making the recommendation to the board that will come in January. I haven't seen it yet. And the Rotaract Committee are members of the Elevate Rotaract Task Force.
So does that?
I think it'll be more than, if you said $1, I think it'll be
More than that,
$1.
for sure. But I'm sure there'll be a reasonability to that, and I'm sure with discussions it will come to a conclusion. Before I end, let me, yes? Yeah, you can use this, come up.
So till the mid-90s, till about 1995, each Rotaract club had to pay a $20 annual fee.
Right.
And there was a point that many clubs were not paying and they had to be terminated. So the 96 COL, I was a Rotaractor then, they brought in a change that they will stop $20 because clubs, especially in India and Southeast Asia, couldn't afford that $20. Now, how are you going to look at it again? I mean, we've come a complete circle.
Yeah, Mark answered that question, that the two committees will, the Rotract
Because
Task
maybe 2
Force
years
will look
later-
into that in conjunction with the Rotract Interact committee, because they are part of that. So we'll come to a conclusion, and then the board will look into that, and I'm sure a reasonability would be there. Thank you. You want to ask a question on TRF? Oh, that's relevant. Let's ask one. Just one quick question.
So I think even in the last board, one more thing was approved, that if 5 Rotaractors put together give away $50, I mean, there's a certificate directly changed by the
Yes.
chair of the TRF. I don't know how many of the Rotarians also know about this and are going to push for this, but this is a huge boost.
Could you
we got
repeat
from
that
last year.
again? Just say that again.
Okay, so if 5 Rotaractors from any club together are going to give $50 US, there's a special giving certificate that's going to be given away.
$50 US to the Rotary Foundation.
That's
Yes?
right.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
And that's a very remarkable thing, because otherwise you get certificates only $1,000 upwards. So
I'm sure Gulam is a very happy man just now. Gulam, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for, and this is the last question before we end. You know, trusting the Rotaractors, elevating the Rotaractors, understanding that you will take your own decision in the club, whether you want an age limit, not an age limit, because you've got a tremendous mind, each one of you. Each one of you are forward thinking. There was this one question which came, is that we are now trusting you further by allowing you to open a road track club without a sponsor club. How do you react to that? I just want a quick response from these two road tractors. How do you react to that? Now you don't need a sponsor club to open a new road track club.
Okay. I personally feel, once again, it's open-ended, so it should be judged one club to another. So it's a completely institute-based club. Why not let it be sponsored? If it's a community-based club of young adults who have started working, we can very well sponsor our charter fees.
I would say the other way around. It's not a great idea where a road track club sponsors another road track club, because there are a lot of young people who wants to become president might charter another club, and like that the club sustainability would go down. If there is a Rotary club who is supporting a road track club, we know for a matter of fact the Rotary is going to be behind them and make them run to the straight path for the first 3 years at least, and then the road track clubs can take it ahead and move on. As she said, institutional and community-based clubs. There can be other parts of the district where there are, I belong to a district where we have maximum students, so it is a very bad idea for a student club to be sponsoring another student club.
Thank you.
So we've got diverse views with that, and ending with that, as we are short of time, I mean, there are hundreds of questions. We can probably share it in the lobby there, and they are all there for discussion, especially John and Jennifer, and of course I am there, and President is also there. So let's end it up, and let's give and you know, this is absolutely fantastic times we are living in. Times I spoke about it in the morning, that a change is a must. And that is what Rotarians and Rotary International realizes. And let's thank these wonderful people. I would want all the road tractors to stand here. Just get it. Let's give them a big hand, for they are our future. Thank you so much, and let's thank all the panelists here. And I thank each one of you for sharing your viewpoints.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Kamal. Thank you, Kushal. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, John. Thank you, Srijita. And thank you, Ashish. Friends, before the panel walks off, Kamal, I think the audience needs to know that if the road tractors are here, friends, at no charge to the road tractors, that is thanks to none other than past District Governor Ashish Ajmera. Friends, big round of applause for Ashish Ajmera. Ashish, thank you so much for your support to road track. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you. Deepak Kapoor. Deepak Kapoor. Can we have the polio presentation on? As the polio presentation is coming on, Babu, are your sergeants here? Call all the sergeants quickly, call all the sergeants. Call them up. Please, carry on. You, as you start putting your presentation, we'll have the sergeants up. Whoever is there, can you please come up, all the sergeants?